All right, so this is the ring mandrel, and it has sizes on it from A to Z+6, which is Australian sizing. And we were trying to make a size O. So I slide my ring onto the mandrel. I'm going to start hitting it, and every time it loosens, I'm going to pull it down on the mandrel. And every time it moves a little bit more down, and you can hit it quite hard, it's not going to affect the ring. And when that becomes round, I'm then going to really hit that if it's not the right size to stretch it up to the right size. Yep, super close now. And then what I do is I actually look down the mandrel to see if I can see any little gaps. The harder I hit it, the better the result. And that should be pretty much it. Yep, we're just about there. Okay, that's right on an O now. And we've got a really nice round ring. So the next step we're going to do is actually to remove this solder from the join so that the join becomes completely invisible. So we're going to file that off. So I'm just going to file the join. And when I file, I'm filing in one direction. I'm using a cut 2. It's got a half round slim file. These files are great for rings because you can do the inside with the curved bit and the outside with the flat bit. And this is my go-to file in the studio. So I'm filing over that join, but really keeping an eye on the curve of the metal because I don't want to create a flat spot in here. And already that's blended in and disappeared. And then I'm just going to do the inside. And what the file does is it does scratch the metal, but then we're going to remove those scratches with some emery paper and emery this ring afterwards, so it shouldn't be a huge issue, and that will blend in and disappear. So you can see just light sort of scratched area, but it's not really obvious where that join was. And I cannot see, oh, there's a tiny little bit actually, tiny little bit of solder there that I need to get rid of. That's it. So these are emery sticks. I like to use 800, 1200 and 2.5. So 800 is the roughest grit that I have. I mean, you can get that in lots of different grits. We do go down to 400 sometimes, but it's not really necessary when I'm making rings because we haven't actually got a lot that we need to file off. Once you've done the 800, then you move to the next one. That takes out the scratches from the previous one, smooths it all out. And then that's the 2,500. And by the time you do the 2.5, it's actually looking really nice and smooth. So I'm doing the same with the round ones on the inside. And I just want to sand a little bit of where that join is. Again, following the curve of that ring. All right, so these are polishing cloths made by 3M, and I use these a lot. You can use them with a micromotor, but if you don't have a drill, then you can just use them by hand, and they're so good. So it allows you to get a really nice high shine on your piece without having to, use polishing compounds. And if you don't own a tumbler, this is also another great way to just make everything nice and shiny. And each level that you use will shine it up a little bit more. So I'm now using the 6,000, the pink one is the 4,000. And if you think about this as a continuation from your sanding, so we sanded with 800, 1200 and 2.5, and now this is 4,000, 6,000 and 8,000. And we've just made a ring. That's the finished ring.